Welcome to another Texas History Trunk lesson. Today we're going to be talking about frontier dyes. Today we're going to be talking about how people on the Texas frontier were able to make dyes out of sources such as plants, minerals, or even invertebrates. Roots, berries, leaves, and wood are just some of the sources that they would gather to make their natural dyes. Let's go take a walk and let's see if we can get a closer look at some of those resources.
The prickly pear cactus produces a fruit on the top of each pad called a tuna that is a deep magenta color and quite sweet to eat. But in addition to this, Native Americans use the colorful fruit as a fabric dye. Another red dye source that you might find on the prickly pear plant is this cochineal insect. These cactus-eating insects are native to the Americas. Cochineal dye was introduced to Europeans from Mexico, where it had been used long before the coming of the Spaniards. The insects are usually harvested by carefully brushing them from the cacti into bags and then boiling them. Females feed from the cactus juices and remain immobile. After mating, the female gives birth to tiny nymphs, which secrete a waxy white substance over their bodies for protection from water loss and sun. This makes them appear white from the outside. The body of the insect produces the beautiful crimson pigment. A striking black dye can be extracted from this Texas persimmon fruit, and acorns produce a rich brown dye. Juniper berries also produce a nice brown color. And, being careful not to get poked by the prickly leaves, you could harvest a beautiful yellow dye from the roots of this agarita bush. Although I had fun looking at all these natural dye sources outside, I'm not going to collect since I'm in a park where collecting plants is not allowed. Instead, we will use dye sources commonly found in your kitchen for part 2 next week, the dyeing process. Tune in to see how to turn our collected materials into dye.